I wanted to make this video while it's fresh in my mind, and I honestly don't know if I'm going to share this or how it's going to come out. But it relates to having a hard time in social situations. And, you know, I'm just going to be honest and straightforward. There's a pattern in my relationships that I've struggled with. And basically, when I get shut out, or when I am trying to connect, or even if I do something that triggers someone and they don't tell me why or how, you know, what it means to them, or I can feel that there's a truth that's not being spoken, but the person on the other end is not either willing or able or capable of meeting me there and being, you know, truthful with me. In situations like that, or in situations where things happened and I was left guessing, did I do anything? Did I hurt this person? Why are they not telling me? Why do I feel shut out? And that's just like a small kind of example. But when situations like that would happen, I would always have this automatic belief that would play in my mind that said, that would try to search for what it is that I said or did, or my tone or this or that wasn't perfect, or what is it in this person that's not perfect that's causing this inability to connect. But that way of thinking was tainted by trauma. And this is something that I'm like freshly processing and separating my conscience from, which is, it's really interesting to me. You know, so this is a story that I've been wanting to tell for a while, and I'm just going to go into it because it's flowing right now. And I hope you get something good from this. And I just feel called to like talk about these things and share them, even though it is, you know, uncomfortable somewhat, but it's also very rewarding to do so. But anyway, I worked at this independent theater for a time in my life, like a couple years ago. And I had a situation where multiple people who worked there took something that I said and did and twisted it into something that did not happen. In other words, I was accused of sentiments of harboring sentiments that I do not harbor, and of saying things that I did not say. And I was let go of this job due to budget cuts. I was not the only one. I understood that. I was upset about it. Because I loved working there, actually. I hate most jobs, but I felt a level of freedom and relaxedness and autonomy that I got to keep while being in this, you know, situation. It was very easy and it was pleasant. I really, really liked the atmosphere, the people, the tasks, the schedule. A lot about it was like really cool for me. And I had a conversation with one of the customers. We had rapport. We were laughing. We were smiling. I was reading the room. I felt flushes of warm emotion in my chest, happiness, joy, genuine connection with this person. And I thought we had a connection, and I thought I had enough social awareness to make a comment about how I am sad that I'm going to be leaving this place soon. There was laughter in the room. There was levity. There was that sense. I thought it was a perfectly neutral moment, you know? And then time passed. Eventually, I no longer worked there. And when I worked there, I was told, like, please, reach back out to us in a couple of months if you want to work here again. We loved having you. We saw how much you loved being here. And we would love to have you come back. Just, reach out when we're back in season and we can take you on again. And I said, okay. So a couple months later, I did that. I sent a text to the manager. What happened then shocked me and gutted me. They texted me back and said, I'm surprised that you want to work here after everything you said about us, after how you feel about us. And I was very taken aback, felt like someone punched me in my stomach, and I was like, excuse me? What? Can we talk about this? What happened? Can you please clarify? Someone said something? Someone said I said something? What did they say? What do you think I said? Can we actually communicate about this? And for the record, I loved working there, and you even recognized that before I left. I think I was not getting a reply for a while, so I tried calling maybe once or twice, left a message maybe. Eventually I got on the phone with this person, and I was saying, I said all the right things, in my opinion, which were, I am so sorry if I did something wrong. Can you please tell me what that is so I can be aware of it going forward? Would you be willing to have a conversation about what was said and hear my side, and for me to hear your side, their side, because this is catching me off guard, and I know I didn't say these things or frame you guys in a bad light. I have no hard feelings about this place. I enjoyed working there. I have fond emotional memories of being at this place. And they saw it, and we recognized that out loud with each other. So that's why I was so taken aback, and I felt like I was being accused. Well, I was being accused for things that I did not say or feel or do, so that's why I was trying to stand up for myself and bridge a gap and be like, what? This is not fair. And all the manager said to me on the phone was they just continued to recycle this idea. I'm sorry, we just can't take you back. I'm sorry, we just can't was the point, was their point. We just can't, for no reason. And in that moment, I knew for a fact that they were being cowardly. They weren't prioritizing the truth. They weren't prioritizing morality, fairness. They weren't prioritizing integrity and sticking up for freaking bullying. I mean, for someone to twist a perfectly neutral interaction into something that framed me for a trait that they were probably too coward to face themselves, to be completely honest, it was just very unfair. And I didn't see it that way then. I didn't see the fullness of it. I was just I was so caught up in, what did I do wrong? Where did I mess up? Where was I imperfect? And what are they doing that's wrong? As if thinking my way to finding an answer was the thing that was gonna liberate me. But it never did. That's not what worked. That's not what happened. And then I had the CEO reach out to me. I had done a creative collaboration with him before. He was the one who hired me, and I thought I had a great relationship with him. I felt connected. I felt even a kinship. There was a mutual respect, a creative respect that I felt. And he liked my visual art, so he wanted to use one of my pieces for an advertisement for a film festival that they were doing. So I said, yeah, that's great. So I think he paid me a little bit and just did an exchange for me, but it was not so much about the money for me. It was a little bit about the money, but also about the opportunity, the exposure. I just said yes to it And the poster is beautiful. It looks great with my art in the background and the graphic designs on top. It looks really good. So fast forward, months after I had messaged the manager saying, hey, I would love to come back, wondering if you have any space, if you want to chat. And then she came at me with this accusation, which is completely baseless. And she wouldn't admit that to me because of her own priorities, which is fine, okay. Like, obviously she had some kind of like group dynamic to preserve or protect, or some image to uphold that, according to multiple people in their group, I didn't fit into. Okay, fine. You know, that's what I learned today, that I didn't fit into a group mold, a group agreement, a group image, and it has nothing to do with me being right or wrong, or them being right or wrong. They have their priorities. They have their survival mechanisms, you know, they have their choices, their perspectives, which they're entitled to. Whether they do me justice or not, it's like really not, honestly, not significant to like me in the grand scheme of things, if you know what I'm saying. But anyway, the CEO reached out to me months after this interaction with the manager and wanted to use my art again. And I basically said, hey, I'm flattered. Like, I think you're great. I think we have a good connection. I like working with you. However, for context, I'm rewinding. After this thing with the manager happened, I actually called and texted the CEO and told him everything that happened. And he said he was empathetic. And he was like, oh, I'm so sorry. But he didn't actually tell me anything that was going to be done to like implement changes or hold these people accountable for believing gossip over like my literal example. You know what I mean? Which was just not fair. But he was emotionally soft and kind, and I just accepted it. I was like, I appreciate that. And I said to myself, if he wants to actually change things, he's going to show up. So I'm just going to take a step back and let this play out how it's supposed to, because I have no control anymore. I did my part. I spoke up. I revealed the thing. I said the thing, you know? So I just left it alone and never heard anything back about changes or accountability or anything. Which did suck for a while, but now I'm in a place where I'm kind of like not as attached to it. But it did definitely impact me. It hurt me, honestly. It did. So fast forward a few months after that, he reached out again wanting to use my art. And I said, this is where I left off. I said, you know, I love that. I'm flattered. I think it'd be great. This is what I'd be willing to like exchange for. This is what my rate would be. And however, I feel like I did not see any changes. I said something along the lines of like, in order to move forward, for me to feel like I'm in integrity with my value, like morals, like if you want to use my art to contribute to your business, I need to know that something has been done to like take accountability for the way that I was wronged. Because I don't want to give my talents, my time, my energy to a business who thinks it's okay to allow gossip to like exile me. Those are pretty powerful words, but that's what happened. That's what it felt like. Having like a group of people turn against me for shit I didn't even do. And I said to him in a very professional, kind way, I said, I'm sorry, but like, if you want to work together moving forward, I need to see that there is changes to these actions that harmed me in the past. If you actually want to collaborate. And I never heard back from this man, which is good. I put my boundary up. I was protecting myself. What the fuck are you doing? Florida drivers are fucking insane, dude. my gosh. I don't always film while I'm driving. I got my phone hand on the steering wheel as well. But people out here just like to try to cut people off, and this person was trying to almost cut me off, so I had to just kind of slow down. If you know this, if you know the climate of the traffic here, then you know. Anyway, that's absurd. But yeah, so I put up my boundaries, and I was in integrity, and like, I'm a justice-oriented gal. I'm a truth-oriented gal. I deliver facts and observations pointedly. It doesn't fly by my head. I don't care about people pleasing more than I care about fairness. I don't care about peace and comfort more than I care about fairness and justice. You know, for me, truth is like probably one of my top priorities. It's more important than connection. It's more important than my social standing, social hierarchy. It's more important than my status. It's more important than my image, than people's perception of me. Truth is, to me, more important than those things. And I think that my life has been an example of that. And that's something that sets me apart from other people. Sometimes people are intimidated by that and threatened by it, because there are things that I've had to confront and literally give up and surrender willingly for the truth, because the truth has a cost. Sometimes it costs comfort. Sometimes it costs a sense of belonging. And clearly, those are things that I can survive without. And clearly, truth is not something that I can survive without or be okay without. That's just me. That makes me me. I don't need anybody to validate that or agree with that or recognize it even. It's just how I am. However, different people have different priorities and at different times in their life. Whether it's right or wrong or in between is none of my business, and it's honestly not even my concern. I think what was done was it was upsetting. It was not fair, but I also don't know these people beyond the surface, beyond the things that they've shown me. I have no idea what their motivations are. I have no idea what kind of priorities or trauma they're walking around with. I have no idea what they need so much that prioritizing gossip over the truth gave to them, but obviously it meant something to them. It was their priority. And today in my amazing therapy session, I was able to finally process this, and it helped me to peel away some layers that I had felt in my like in my ego and my emotions regarding like when something happens where I am wronged or someone commits an injustice or whatever, or does something unjust. It's like I'm growing into a place where I no longer need to find or to resort to my trauma response of trying to find where I was wrong or where I was imperfect and where they were imperfect to try to make sense of things, to hold on to a semblance of control or peace or whatever it is that I'm after. Safety. I think safety is it for me. But I'm like in a place, or coming to a place, where I'm ready to like let go of needing to be right or wrong even in the most unfreaking unfair situations that are so hurtful. But it's like realizing that what they did, first of all, it has nothing to do with me and everything to do with them, and it's a reflection of what their priorities are. Realizing that for me, and actually feeling the reality of that, as opposed to feeling the possibility that I did something wrong and I haven't figured it out yet, it just feels much better to me, you know? And circling back to how I started this video, that was a pattern that I used to struggle with so much, and I don't think it's going to go away per se, but at least I'm like very much more aware of it now than I ever was before, or like in control of it, I should say. Because I grew up abused. I was psychologically, emotionally abused. I had no supportive family. Pretty much every close relationship I've ever had has, on some level or other, not had complete integrity when it came to taking accountability for the changes that I needed in order to continue having a relationship. But I'm like a whistleblower, lone wolf, truth teller type of personality that, you know, I'm just built to like want to compromise most things for the truth. And Galileo is like a role model. He's someone that I think of all the time when I think of the way that I am. You know, knock on wood, God forbid, put me in a situation where I either tell the truth or get killed. I don't know what I would do in that situation, but I've been in plenty of situations where I have told the truth at the cost of my sense of belonging socially. Oh my God, has that been a theme in my life? And I have spoken it to people who have not had the capacity or the desire, the willingness, or the ability to recognize the clarity in my being, in my commentary, in my perception. I trust myself, but I grew up and I was made to be gaslit. I was made to doubt myself by my mom, my own mother of all people, and by other family members. And I have family members who have not ever taken accountability for the ways that they've hurt me or wronged me. And that was my first stepping stone in life. So it was either let my soul die and crumble, or speak the fucking truth and like save my breath and like tell the truth to bring the vitality and warmth and fire back into my bones and my body and my nervous system. So for me, you know, maybe it points to survival mechanism. Maybe I was born into this life because cosmically, karmically, on a soul purpose level, I'm a soul who reveals truths, and I was put in really dark fucking situations because God knew that I was someone who's going to peel back the lies and expose them at the cost of losing all of it. Because if another soul was born into the life that I was born into and they had different priorities, different attachments, I don't freaking know how they would survive. Telling the truth has helped me survive. It's helped me preserve my vitality. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to share this reflection and this story with you to, if not for any other reason, encourage you that, or validate you in, you know, if you have the same experience, that like you don't necessarily have to be imperfect or wrong. Like, we're humans, we have fallacies. That's just a fact of life. That fact doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you wrong. It doesn't make you worth exiling. It doesn't make you unworthy of love, for God's sake. And for all the people, all the cruel people who were too blind to treat you with the basic love and decency that you deserved as a human being. First of all, they're missing out. Second of all, I really, really just want to encourage you. Like, I am you. I was you at some point. Sorry, my eyes look kind of puffy. I think when I put the air on in my car, it like dries my eyes out and always makes them feel like crispy. So that's why they kind of look puffy to me. But I just want you to know, again, I am you. I've been where you've been. I mean, I am where I am and I've been where I've been. Maybe you can relate to it. And I hope that you find solace in knowing that, like, you're not fucking crazy. Like, that is all that I wish that I could hear for, like, my whole life, most of my life, when I came across situations where I was abused or, like, accused for shit that I didn't even do. And it's those moments that I didn't have the internal validation, dialogue, confirmation that, like, I'm not crazy. They have different priorities. I prioritize telling the truth. They prioritize protecting their ego. I have strengths and skills to navigate my emotional depth that they do not. So I am equipped to go to the places that they are too cowardly to go to, or too afraid, or unwilling, whatever the fuck it is. Some people just have downright bad, god-awful intentions. Like some abusers that I have come to know in my life. They have zero intention of being kind, being forgiving, being merciful, being open whatsoever. And that's a different story. To me, that's bad, but at the same time, I don't think I will ever understand what it's like to be inside their head, because I couldn't imagine being abusive. I couldn't imagine being being driven to such a point that I had to deflect every fucking reflection of myself at every turn in my life. I could not imagine my life being reduced to just shallow social surface level interactions. But you know what? The composition of that life is necessary and unique for that kind of person. They have their own needs. And you know, in my case, it's unfortunate that some of those people who have these conflicting needs can't meet me ever where I'm at, and they happen to be some of the people that I have loved the most, that I have been the closest to. So it set me up for some bullshit in a way, but I am making this video to tear down that bullshit, to tear down the illusions, and to empower other people, because I know that I need to be seen, you need to be seen, we need to be seen. And I'm sick of the shame that keeps me shackled because of what was done to me. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm surviving circumstances that I had zero fucking control over. It's not fair what I went through, and it's not fair for people to assume shit about me because they don't know me. They don't know what I've been through. So shut the fuck up. Or it's like, shut up or like bow. You know what I mean? Like, go away or like listen. And I know how to find the listeners. I know how to welcome them in, how to receive them. I have a few in my life right now who meet me there. Not everybody does. Not everybody is able. But I'm speaking from this fire of like self-protection, self-advocacy, self-defense, and it feels like a righteous fury in a way. And I say it for myself and for the people who are still finding their voice. Okay? So I love you. I want to validate that even if you're in a place in your life where you've been abused by everyone close to you, or most people close, or the people closest to you, you've been wronged, you've been gaslit, you've been shamed, you've been manipulated, you've been shut out cold, you've been put in double, triple, quadruple binds for goodness sake. The reason you struggle socially, the reason that these things happen and you feel no resolution is not your fault. It is by design. It just means that you're biologically intelligent. It just means that you're intact because you're surviving. It has nothing to do with you. So take the time you need, my love. Take the time and space you need to unravel. Trust your gut, trust your intuition. Let the good people in, and I'm here to remind you that there are amazing, amazing, amazing freaking people out there who will accept you for all of what you are. They won't bat an eyelash. You know? You're welcome, you're embraced. It's like people exist who don't have the blinders on, who are able to see the magnanimity of your brilliant light, who can finally fucking embrace you. It's coming, my love. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And because you never settled for less, you prioritize the truth over comfort, It's like you're literally making the freaking room in your spirit for this. So I'm proud of you. This is my encouragement. Let me know how this landed. Leave your testimonies, your comments in the comments. I really want to hear from you if this touched you in any way, okay? If you want to work for me, check out my description. I have some offerings there. Send me a message if you want to work together. I love you. Bye.